Time is a funny thing. It's something that everyone has, but nobody ever seems to have enough of. Students are constantly being pulled in different directions with different obligations that they have and that they have to complete, so managing time becomes a critical skill in order for students to have success. I believe that once students master time management, then they'll be able to complete the tasks that are most important. One of the first things to do when thinking about time management is to think about your priorities. Some priorities that students often have are things such as school, work, church responsibilities, social obligations, dating, and other interests and hobbies. The first step in managing your priorities is making a list of what's most important to you. After your list has been made, think about how you spend your time. Is most of your time spent studying? Is most at work? How much time do you spend with your friends? How much leisure time do you give yourself? Hopefully, your priorities list and the list of how you spend your time are somewhat similar. Again, if school is your first priority, hopefully you're spending just about the most time on school as you are on other obligations. However, it is important to recognize that just because something is your first priority does not mean that it has to take up the most time. For example, some students believe that church is absolutely their first priority. However, they only spend a few hours at church a week, while they spend tens of hours at school every week. This doesn't mean that they're shirking their church responsibilities in favor of school. It simply means that they need more time in school in order to complete the necessary tasks, while they simply need less time to fulfill their church obligations. After thinking about your priorities and how you spend your time, the next step is to make sure that the time spent studying is being used effectively. One technique I love to use is called the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. This technique helps students to study effectively, efficiently, and gives their mind adequate time to make the connections it needs. How does it work? First, you set your phone timer for 25 minutes. For those 25 minutes, you work, you study, and you do nothing else. After the timer ends, you set another timer for 5 minutes. During these 5 minutes, you take a break. You call your mom, you text your boyfriend, you eat an apple, you do anything except for study. After that timer goes off, you go back to 25 minutes of studying. This technique allows students to work effectively for the allotted time, as well as to take the necessary breaks that your mind needs. Through these three techniques, first recognizing your priorities, recognizing how much time each of them take, as well as using that study time effectively, students will be able to complete all of the work that they need to in order to be successful in school.